Hello, ladies and gentlemen, everyone. Welcome to the Urban Platform. Today we have our new execs here with us. Aaron, how are you doing?
I'm good, surviving finals because who isn't surviving finals at this point? I think caffeine and sugar is the only solution at this point, but that's besides the point.
Good. We haven't
How are
done
you
this in a
doing though?
while. Yeah, we're
I
doing
know.
good, man. Doing good. I'm happy to be back. We haven't done this in a while. So let's get right into the episode. We're gonna let our new execs speak. So Chloe, start us off. Give us an introduction of yourself, your position, and what program you're in.
Sure. So, hey guys, my name's Chloe. I'm going to be VP of Internal and External, and currently I'm a second year student specializing in urban planning. So, basically, why I wanted to join the UPA and really get involved more with the program is because I feel like, especially with COVID and everything, people are so distant with each other, as well as opportunities for building contacts with, industry professionals or just opportunities where you can mingle with others. And I really want to bring in more opportunities where we can do that. So I think as VP of internal and external, it's really important to kind of bridge that gap as much as possible. I know me as a student, I really want to get an internship, or I struggle with, finding a way of getting my foot in the door. And that's something that's really important to me. And I want to give that opportunity to everyone else as much as I can.
Well said, Francisco. Go ahead, please.
So hi everyone, I'm Francisco. I've been elected to the position of president for the UPA. And so to answer the first question, personally, I am really liking the urban planning. I'm in the specialization of urban planning. I'm liking it so far, although it has been challenging during the last year or so. And me personally, I think one of the things that's pushing me to one of the things that I really want to see happen is despite all the challenges, I think that these 4 years or 3 years or however long you're in the program for should be moments that you cherish, moments that you remember. And I want you to, and I think people ought to be inspired. I've been certainly inspired by some of my fellow peers and some of the people I've listened to. So I really think I want to see a better connection within the community, a better, more dialogue, more opinions, more events, so that people can really look back at these years, just like I want to, and say, what, this was the biggest turning point. This is because I am who I am because of these university years. So I just want people to, love the time that they've spent as an urban planning or study student.
Absolutely love it. Jamila, please go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Jamila. I'm a third year urban studies student, and I'm going to be this year's VP social. And so as a student myself, I know that social media and being connected to other students is important to me. And of course, I would want that for any other student within urban studies or urban planning. I also think it's important for us to get along and to have more events together, and obviously like to organize guest speakers as well for us to understand what comes later, what comes after, for them to give us more experience and expertise in what comes after we graduate. And so I hope to bring all of these interesting ideas to this year.
Awesome. Hey, Rhea, go ahead, please. Rhea, you're muted.
Muted.
Oh, I don't think she is.
No.
Okay.
No, wait, I hear you a little bit. Rhea, speak.
We hear you now.
Yes, you're good.
Okay. So hi, I'm Rhea, and I'm this year's VP admin. I'll just give you a backstory here. So the reason why I got into the UPA was because of your video, actually. One of your videos with Craig, and he was like, my biggest regret was that I wasn't involved in the, community or like the academic. And I was like, you know what? This is, I'm gonna run for something in the UPA. And so with that, I just wanted to be in the association as well, because I know a lot of people don't either are too shy or I don't know, are not as close with professors and stuff. So I want to be that step to deliver that message. Yeah. And like to connect also to tie into that community. We're all so diverse and many different backgrounds, you know, so we're going to be that like group that, you know, that completes the whole community, urban planning community. And as an admin, I just want to facilitate everything. So there are so many ideas and so many creative people in this association. So I'll just like organize things and yeah.
No, and you know what? I love the point you made in the beginning, because Aaron and I have often discussed how we don't really notice students wanting to get involved, especially in their first and second years. I think it takes some time to fully gain that confidence. And if you have it within your first year, then I give you guys, I give a lot of props to those students. So the fact that you guys stepped up and did those advertisements on Facebook and spoke clearly about your mandates at the GA, awesome to you guys, and
and went
congratulations
to
for being
classes
elected.
as well in some cases.
Yeah.
It's not easy asking a prof to go, hey, could I take 5 minutes of your class time to introduce myself? So for those of you who did that, that's also very impressive.
Especially me, I'm not a person, like I'm not a public speaker at all. I hate the talking in public and everything, and I'm such an introvert. So doing this is a huge step for me.
Like you're stepping out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure.
That's literally amazing. And you know what? I feel like you're just going to learn a lot throughout this whole process. You guys are going to teach yourselves a bunch of things. You guys are going to be working together. And one thing the biggest tip I would give you guys out of this association and in anything in general, learn to work together, collaborate together, speak consistently, and try to understand each other's perspective, because I know at some points you may get a little bit swayed off with your own opinions just coming from personal experience, and that's completely fine. That's part of the learning process. Aaron, do you have any tips you'd want to give? Right off the top
Just
of your head.
remember, at the end of the day, you yourselves are students. So whether you go putting in 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week, I don't think you have to. But remember, being a student comes first, and there are some things that being a student requires, whether it's like taking a break and socializing with friends, or even like going outside, getting out for a walk and doing hobbies, because oftentimes, no matter what you're doing, you lose track of that. And you're like worried about planning events or worried about meetings. Yep. But at the end of the day, you're a student. You're not expected to know everything, but it's a learning process.
Definitely. And the one thing that I would say is probably something that I remember somebody pointing this out to us during RGA, that how do we get in contact with you guys? And we thought it was pretty obvious from our ends, because I think we were posting quite regularly throughout the week. A lot of my colleagues were posting random events that were occurring throughout the year, and any articles that they found interesting, along with the podcast links. So we thought it was pretty obvious that we were there and we were present. But the thing is, I think as an association, we have to accommodate that. We have to understand the fact that not everyone thinks along the same lines. So we have to ensure that, look, this is a way to communicate with us, sort of provide the baby steps in the process for everyone involved, all the students involved with it. And one thing I'd like to highlight from these elections is, Jamila, you won by 1 vote. How did you react to that in any way? Was that surprising to you? Because when I saw the results,
it was so surprising, honestly.
I was like, whoa.
And like we both, me and I think her name was Maiva, the girl also running for the position. Yeah. We were campaigning at the same time and like the same amount of times, but like it was really surprising, honestly.
Congrats.
I remember my first election. I remember my first election. Mo actually ran for me because I was out of school with a concussion, and I wasn't able to post on social media either because of my concussion. And I wasn't able to get word out during that time. So Mo did all the running for me, and even then it was still a very close battle. I ended up losing the position by, I think it was 5 votes, but I was up against a 4th-year student at the time. So Yeah,
I
it
actually
happens.
didn't even know I won. Like, I had Rhea come message me,
Sent-
and then she's like, Jamila, oh my God, you won by 1 point. I'm like, what? I was literally in Starbucks sitting, and I was just like having the time of my life, and she just messages me, oh my God, you won by 1 point. Like, I didn't expect it. I didn't even know like the results were even
The
out.
elections.
Yeah.
And
No,
if Maeve is listening, I know that there will be other opportunities to get involved in the UPA. I know that right now there's 2 open positions, VP Academic and VP Finance, and you could all work together and fill those positions on the interim and then have it approved come by elections in November or December.
yeah, and it's not easy, especially I know she did a few class announcements regarding her running, and I know that's not the easiest thing. Even for me, somebody who considers, sometimes I'm on the fence, sometimes I'm like, am I confident enough to be on speaking in front of a class? Because sometimes I tumble on my words. So, and it's kind of intimidating when you're presenting in front of 60, 70 people. She did it for our herbs 300 class, which is stacked right now. So props to you, Mava. Shout out to you. Thanks for running. And I'm sure you're going to get an opportunity in the UPA regardless. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And that's the thing. It's a lot harder to know, like, to have students know what you're up to when everything was online. In years past, I'd literally just walk into the office and be like, hey, I'm working on this. I need help. And I remember walking in and they're like, use Canva. Canva is your best friend. And this is from the old execs. And I learned that tip and I'm like, oh my God, they're so right. Canva is literally the best. But it's hard to do online because you don't have that physical office or you don't have like the 12th floor. And you could try recreating the 12th floor through Discord or whatever, but it just doesn't work out the same.
you know what I discovered? Probably some of you guys know about this. I know about it very little, but there's this virtual campus that you can sort of I don't know why they designed this platform specifically for COVID and for students to network. So you create your own character, you're in the same server, same space together, and you guys can literally interact with other students and you can make it program based and something. So hopefully you guys don't have to go to those measures for the following semester, even though, and this is something I'm going to ask you guys about right after, even though we're going to be considered a hybrid semester, and we're not really sure yet what will be exactly accessible within our department. But what are your thoughts on that? Are you guys like sort of mentally ready for maybe another online semester, or do you guys think that, or are you guys like crossing your fingers hoping we go back in person?
Well, if I can quickly say, I know I think a couple of weeks ago or months I was telling Aaron about that. I was telling him, listen, after everything, if I just have to go to campus for 2-3 times a week, I'll take it, because I just funny enough, Aaron and Mel both know that I'm quite the introvert on my daily life, but this pandemic has turned me into an extrovert. I'm not even joking.
That's actually amazing.
So I'll take those 2-3 days. Although, yeah, when you say mentally, it's I don't want it. You know, it's one of those things where you're just like, you're doing it and you're like, I don't want this, you know, even if that's the way things are. So I would, I mean, I'd be open to the hybrid because, like I said, you know, I think that I don't want to lose that sense of human connection that I've not really respected before the pandemic, you know, and now it's going to be like a given, you know, or it should be. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page. I'm super open to it. Like, I don't want to jump back into things and rush going back when it might not be the best option. So there's that. But then at the same time, I don't want to be stuck in my room forever doing school. So it's kind of like, you know, take what we can get. And if we can get just a couple days or, you know, excursions even, that would be something that I'd be looking forward to.
Definitely. And yeah, this online semester, it's been crazy because you know, a few days ago realized I'm like, wow, time and time again, I'm like, we've been here for a year doing this online. And you know what? There were some benefits to it that I really don't speak about because I know everyone focuses on the negatives and they have a right to focus on the negatives. I get it. I wish our last year was in person, and I'm hoping you guys get to have that exposure in person as well, just running the associate, because it's a ton of fun. The 12th floor is a lot of fun. I know all of you guys must have all chilled there at one point or the other throughout the semester.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of good memories are made at Concordia. So I'm hoping you guys get to live that experience.
Yeah, I miss
Hoping
getting
so too.
Yeah.
on 12th floor. Like I remember my first year, I don't know, every time I got out of the elevator, I was like, where's my class? Where's my class? I think until last year I finally got the hang of it. So I was just like roaming around the whole buildings and stuff too.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I remember one of my first times on the 12th floor. I finally made it up there. I don't remember how, but I think I followed escalators and somehow magically made it up there. And I got confused at the ninth because I couldn't find the up escalator. And I remember I was going to office hours, and I was Donnie, and I'm like, Donnie, I got up here. Now how do I get down? And he's like, you make a good point. There is no down escalator. You'll figure that out. But there's a staircase or there's the elevator. And since then, I'm like, oh yes, good point. You get lost going to the 12th floor. And everybody who comes up to the 12th floor, they're like, how do you get down? And I'm like, yeah, once you're up here, you kind of can't get down. Nor do you want to get down.
Yeah. And you wait
Yeah.
like 5 hours for the elevator to come.
Yeah,
That's why the stairs are always the best way to go.
yeah.
You just
Stairs
rip
down
down
from the
those.
ninth, and then escalator down from the ninth.
Yeah.
And I remember one time I was in the studio. I ordered a pizza to the 12th floor. The guy's like, I got lost. I'm waiting for you at the ground floor. And I'm like, how do you get lost? It's going up the elevator to the 12th floor. And he's like, I can't find the elevator. And I'm like, that explains it.
Okay, don't let the poor delivery man go all the way up 12 floors to give you your pizza. You should
Yeah,
be
I
down
remember.
there.
Yeah, I remember that day. I was saying, why don't you go down?
Because
No,
I was
but-
in the middle of drawing something.
All right.
Yeah. I think just one of my funniest experiences was that I think this was during Herbs 260 when we had the labs. I remember it being somewhere else, but not on the 12th floor, if I'm mistaken.
Oh, the
not
computer
mistaken.
lab.
Where was it? What floor was that?
Was
Fourth
it
floor.
the fifth?
Was-
Fourth or
Probably fifth.
fifth or I
Fourth
think
or
fourth
fifth
and
floor.
fifth.
I remember getting lost and I was walking around
Yeah.
like 3-4
No,
times.
yeah, it was the 6th floor. You're right. I think.
Yeah.
Fourth, fifth, or sixth, like somewhere ground floor is level hall, the computer lab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I remember that.
Yeah. But guys, I don't want to keep you guys for too long because I know everyone's busy. We're all in exam period. Any last comments you guys want to make on your ends? Just regarding the UPA, any ideas or ideas that you guys had? I know it's early. You guys are only going to be thinking about these stuff within maybe a couple months, but is there anything you'd like to share for the students for your upcoming mandate?
Give them some optimism.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could bring wine and cheese back online.
Okay, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that because I was so mad when we couldn't do it. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, now
Love-
Mo's like,
love
oh, for you.
But yeah, Jamila, Chloe, Fran, anything?
If we can do
Rhea, honestly,
outdoor,
great idea.
yeah, if we could do that outdoors, maybe in the back patio, that'd be great. Have a nice event there. I don't know, like you said, I need some time to think about more, but
Of course.
there's a lot of ideas kind of flowing, so I'm excited to see what comes.
Yeah.
Honestly, now it's a bit all over the place because we don't know if we're gonna stay online or if we're gonna go back to in person. But for sure, I'd rather have more in-person events because I know online events aren't as interesting.
They don't
But-
work.
Yeah, they don't. Like I'd want to be around people.
Of course.
Yeah.
But definitely, like Rhea said, the wine and cheese. We could do like movie nights. Obviously, urban studies movies. But yeah, it's a bit early right now.
And I know there's some optimism. Mo and I sit in meetings with department chairs and the dean of arts and science, And there is some optimism. Like, teachers hate this online world that we live in, or as I refer to, the Zoomverse. They absolutely hate it. They don't want this to continue at all. So like, they're doing whatever they can to get back to normal to some extent. And they know it's been tough on students, but like, they don't want this anymore. They're like, we want our events too. We want to do things normally, but right now we can't. But the good sign is it's being planned. And they're evaluating like literally thousands of options.
Yeah, and Aaron, how much are we allowed to say from those meetings? Because I had one thing I wanted to say about what the department indicated towards, but I'm worried that it's
one thing I
Yeah.
could say, well, I could say two things. First thing is 490 this summer is happening in person. So the department has fought the faculty, or the department has gone up the chain of command of the university to get walking tours approved for Herbs 490. So that's a start. I could say that. Other than that, other than that, nothing else has been confirmed.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you know what? I'm just going to end off by telling you guys that you guys are great students. I've had some of you guys in my classes. I remember all of you guys just being great, just great students, great people, right? So I'm very hopeful that you guys are going to do a great job, and we will make sure the transition from our positions to your
student to
positions will be
executive.
very smooth. Yeah, exactly. We'll ensure it's smooth. You guys have any questions, even after we're done Concordia, please don't hesitate hitting us up.
I
And
hope you're gonna come visit us next year.
dude, honestly, I was telling Aaron and a few other friends from the year that like we were all gonna plan on coming back properly and spend a good day there, just maybe on the 12th floor, grab food nearby. So dude, when we're there, you're definitely gonna know, friend.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
we hope to see you guys in
all
person.
goes according to plan. I'll be literally like 5 blocks away, or 10-minute walk away. If McGill is in person, so
yeah,
I'm hoping I'll be around.
for sure.
Well, I'll look forward to it. Thanks.
And
guys,
we'll be in touch if you guys have any questions whatsoever at any point. We'll brief you more at the end of the semester, because right now I'm sure everybody has like a bajillion things to do with -0 time to do anything.
And friend, you do know that the platform is always available to you. So if you ever want to come on, you guys want to ever say anything, give us some news, talk about Concordia related stuff or university related things, or promote an event, we're gonna be happy to have you on, because we're planning to continue this podcast even after the association, maybe dive into more to other fields and other topics. But this was always planning focus and planning central. So we will always appreciate you guys coming back if you guys ever want to do an episode here again. So thanks a ton for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks to you guys. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you for everyone listening. And if you guys have any questions for our new execs, please comment down on the chat or send us a message and comment down on the Facebook post. Okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us on the Urban Platform.
Bye-bye.